Welcome back everyone. Today we have a good test. It will be Kaspersky Internet Security going up against Bitdefender Internet Security. So it's for all the Kaspersky and Bitdefender fans. So for Kaspersky on the left, we'll have a look at the settings. Okay, so file protection, set to automatic mode. Scan all file types, heuristic is deep, and all the compounds have been enabled. Set on smarts mode, and the scan technologies have been enabled. Web antivirus, set to extreme, also to scan this, deep, and etc. Network attack blocker is enabled with no exclusions. Firewall, and AMC protection is enabled. Application control, system watcher is enabled, and to do all the controlling automatically. And then KSN is enabled. Under general, self-defense is enabled, and that's about it for Bitdefender. Under file antivirus, settings, manage exceptions, two scripts here for open the websites and the execution of the malware. Under advanced, everything is enabled. Scan only applications is disabled, so it needs to scan everything. Okay, pretty much everything is enabled. Online threat prevention. Okay, no exclusions. And pretty much everything is enabled. Vulnerability. Okay, under firewall. Okay, so these are the settings for the firewall. Ransomware remediation, it's enabled. No exceptions. And that's about it. So under utilities and privacy. Okay, so that's nice, quick and easy. Gonna disable these two so I can extract the malware and start this test. Okay, all the malware has been extracted, so we have 2,613 samples for them both. I think that's more than enough. These two programs do provide very good real-time protection, so we're gonna really test them today. Let's just make sure that these two are up to date. Okay, just gonna wait for these two to update, then we'll start the test. Okay, all the products are up to date. I did notice, and obviously from previous tests, Bitdefender does take quite some time to actually check for updates and has high disk usage when it does so. Okay, so now that they all are up to date, I think it's time to get the protection going. Okay, so exploit and advanced, everything is enabled. Okay, so Bitdefender is happy, Kaspersky is happy, so I think we're ready to rumble. Okay, so first test is the websites. I think it's already picking up malware in the folder, so we should get this test going. Okay, so all these links that I have are new links. So let's say keep. Okay, so Kaspersky blocked that one, that one. Okay, so a couple of them seem to not respond. That's a WordPress one. Google Drive. Okay, let's look at Bitdefender. Okay, so it seems like Bitdefender is blocking them all as well. Okay, so those are the things that we're trying to download. Let's see if anything downloaded. Okay, so we have this order summary, and this is a download that didn't finish, and we have this order summary as well. Okay, so it seems like there is a password on it. I'm not sure what it is. Nope, it's not the right password. Okay, so we can't open this file in any case. But it seems the majority of sites were blocked, but I think Bitdefender blocked, because this one did open. On the Bitdefender one, I don't think it did open. It's just it broken all the Google Drive links, and these ones that did not load. But by the looks of it, we have this one that's open. And yeah, but yeah, it's up to your own interpretation, but I would say it's very similar results by these two. Okay, so now for the main event, so to get this malware going, I think Bitdefender has already removed some of the threads. Okay, so I'm going to test this, guys. I'm going to wait for it patiently. We have quite a lot of samples. I think this is going to be an interesting test, so let's see what happens. Okay, so all the malware has been finally executed. To just quickly see what's still running, Process Explorer is not opening on the Bitdefender machine. I think Bitdefender is blocking it. For Kaspersky, we'll quickly have a look see at the results. Okay, just quickly going through it. Okay, so it seems like we do have this joking video.exe that's running. We'll close that. There is still a couple of error messages. Okay, startup items. We have this one startup item here, but it might be broken. And then obviously we have these two programs that have installed visually, but we'll check afterwards in the control panel. For Bitdefender, no startup items here, but I did notice in the process that we obviously have this running, and also I noticed that Splashtop has been installed, and obviously Splashtop is like TeamViewer or AnyDesk. It's a remote control software, so this might be side loaded with malware so that the attacker can gain remote access to this machine. So Splashtop has been installed, and then obviously this process itself. Okay, so now I'm just gonna restart these machines, get them updated so that we can start the full scans, and then start with third-party opinion scans. Okay, so the scans are completed. I did a quick scan on Bitdefender as the full scan got stuck again. So I had to restart the machine as the scan also did not want to stop. So for now, I just did a quick scan. For Kaspersky, it says 11 objects not processed, but you'll see all the objects have been processed by me afterwards. So there's nothing else, and Kaspersky is green. So now it's time for the machines to be restarted again. so that I can start the third-party opinion scans and then start to wrap this test up. Okay everyone, so let's look at the result for Kaspersky, or there's one malware still on the desktop that I was unable to delete, so that's the one that picked up. Just also bear in mind, Bitdefender did not finish the full scan, so let's just take that with a pinch of salt. There's a good chance that it might have removed these malware, we don't know, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so it found these three problems: app data roaming, and service broker. We have seen that one before. For Norton, we found this one on the file. Then Xloader, that's the program that installed. Then under temp, there's an installer, and then there's a scheduled task. Bitdefender, app data roaming, that real one, and then system volume, then a security service host. Okay, let's close that, exit that. Okay, Komodo quick scan found no problems. Kaspersky on this one found also no problems. Kaspersky on this one found a Tira, so that's also like an RMM service, like Enable and things like that. So someone might be misusing Tira's software. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, MSISoft found obviously only the malware on the desktop. MSISoft on Bitdefender found nothing. Okay, so both F-Secure scanners were unable to launch. I did disable firewall and things like that, but it did not help. Now for Malwarebytes. Okay, so there's that same loader again, and then app data, there's a shortcut there. Malware samples, 3 more there. See Windows, My Task Zoom, so there's a malware there. And then we've got these 3 registry keys according to Malwarebytes. Scheduled tasks. For Bitdefender, program data, Bitdefender engine, temporary files. These might be Bitdefender's quarantine. I'm not sure, maybe someone that knows can point this out to us, but it says program data, Bitdefender desktop, engine temporary files. So this could be logs that was kept for the malware, so I'm not sure what to make of this one because there's quite a bit of it. So that could be a possibility that it's maybe Bitdefender's quarantine. As you can see, there's quite a bit of them, and that's it. And then only one app data roaming. So all of these results are these temporary files, or in the temp folder for Bitdefender. Only one malware is found under app data. Okay, let's close that. Okay, now let's look at programs that are installed. So obviously we have the Atera agent. Then we have Opera, and then we've got Splashtop, which is like I've mentioned before, like Enable or TeamViewer. So that's that. For Bitdefender, Atera installed and Splashtop. Opera did not install on this machine. Okay, let's look at our startup items. Okay, so we have this startup item here that could be part of Malwarebytes findings, and then there is no startup item for Bitdefender. Let's quickly see what this is. So it is linked to the location of the malware. Let's maybe upload it to Virus Turtle, because I know you guys are going to ask me for this. Oops, that's going to get us nowhere. Maybe a fake Virus Turtle website. Nope. Sorry guys, I can't even type today. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so it says it is that file, so arbitrum. Let's look at that. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so this is definitely malware. I do not see Kaspersky here, so obviously they're not aware of this malware. Obviously ABG, Avira, Bitdefender is aware of it. Cybereason, Dr. Web, MSISoft, ESET, all these other well-known vendors. So these are the guys that are not aware of it. And there we are, Kaspersky. Okay, so Kaspersky missed this one. So that is definitely malware. It's been rated by a lot of the other vendors. So that's a malware that's starting up, definitely, no doubt. Bitdefender, no startup items. Let's see what is running. Which is strange is I don't know why Kaspersky did also not pick up the Atera scanner, because we obviously saw Atera's installed, unless Kaspersky did remove it afterwards, but this Atera is on this machine. Yeah, let's see what's running. Nothing. Okay, so nothing is running now currently. And see for Bitdefender. Okay, nothing malicious is running. Okay, now let's look at our files. Okay, so during the malware test I both downloaded a malware which I opened and ran. This is one that was interrupted. Document seems good. Picture seems good. Okay guys, so I think that's the end of this test. Well, it's quite an interesting test. So let's look at the pros and cons for Kaspersky. There are obviously pieces of malware on the machine. They might not be super serious, but they are leftovers. We do have Opera browser, which I'm going to label as a PUP because I don't want it on this machine, and then obviously Xloader installed. We've seen that one before. We do obviously have the Atera agent, Splashtop, and things like that also installed, which can be used for remote manipulation, but most probably they're installed because they are the legitimate programs, but then obviously being used for nefarious reasons. According to Malwarebytes, there are some registry keys. Obviously the other vendors did pick up startup items, which we've seen, that one malware that is definitely starting up, and we did check that Kaspersky is not aware of it, or according to Aristotle, Kaspersky is not aware of it, but we can obviously see it's not because it's there. So that's a couple of cons. We have startup items, registry keys, so there are definitely IOCs on this machine. But cons, yes, so that's the cons. Pros, I would say at least no ransomware infection, still overall real good real-time protection. It's not that bad. For Bitdefender, I would say cons are the full scan failed again, so there still seems to be bugs within the program. So this is not the first time that we've seen Bitdefender fail the scans where it gets stuck. We obviously have the Atera and the Splashtop and things like that are also installed, which can be used for remote access without the user's permission or knowledge, but hopefully the firewall, both for Kaspersky and Bitdefender, will hopefully stop that, but I don't think it will because it seems like it's legitimate programs. Pros, I would say, obviously there's no startup items, there's no malware that it seems where Bitdefender missed it. The IOCs are less than on the Kaspersky machine. The third party opinion scanners found more malware on the Kaspersky machine than it actually did on the Bitdefender machine. So I would say really good real-time protection from Bitdefender. So I would say very close between these two, but unfortunately I'll have to lean towards Bitdefender as the winner for this one, purely because we don't have startup items, we don't have registry key modifications, less programs installed on the Bitdefender machine than on the Kaspersky. We have Xloader, we have Opera, all the other ones they have the same, Atera and Splashtop and things like that, but also Kaspersky has a persistent malware that's installed. It's there, it starts up every time, so Kaspersky is not blocking that. Yeah, so that's purely my reasons is no malware, startups, no funny stuff, but obviously there are pieces of malware on this machine, but I would say it's still close. They both did really well. I would say Kaspersky did also really well, but for me I think Bitdefender is the winner. But you guys can give me your opinions, think what you guys thought about this test. I hope it was informative. I'll be working on the other tests as you guys have requested, and yeah, then I'll catch you guys in the next test.